This town is quiet when it's late here. This town is quiet when the night is getting close. I'm outside, gonna stay here. I'm outside until you tell me to stop. I'm being so dramatic. I'm always being so dramatic. This town is quiet when it's late here. This town is quiet.
Welcome back, my beautiful friends. I am so happy that you are here with me. Today I'm planning on getting so much done, and there's just a bunch of random stuff I needed to get done too, which I know y'all probably have that going on in your lives too. I needed to clean out my bog bag because we take it to the beach and to the pool and it had sand all in it, and I just wanted to make sure the sunscreens that were empty I got rid of. So I'm starting off with that. I'm definitely cleaning up my kitchen. We're doing a big pantry clean. I'm decluttering my kids' closets. I'm doing a little bit of food prep and showing y'all how to make my favorite buffalo dip that I make for just about every event. It is so delicious and it's so easy to make too. So thank you guys again for being here. I hope today's video just really motivates you.
I don't know who you are. I don't know what you've been through. Why you got scars. Since you walked through the door, I've been trying to reach you, 'cause I feel you. What's the story to tell? What's the story behind the mountain you're trying to climb? Think I've heard it before in a movie line. We can write our own ending this time. I wanna say no, but I cannot lie. I am so curious about your life, but you're a stranger trying to hide. What I see is not you, don't deny.
I know I mentioned in my last video, but our summertime in Georgia is quickly coming to an end, as in my kids go back to school this coming up week, which is crazy. And Ava starts middle school, which is even blowing my mind more. She's so excited, and all my kids are excited, kind of. I don't know. Kate's like, I don't want school to start. I just want to stay home. They've had a really good summer and, you know, just playing and doing all the things that kids do. And they've had their friends and family, and it's just been wonderful. But it's just a bittersweet time when you go back to school. I love the schedule of things, and I don't know, I feel like my life is a little bit more on track when my kids are in school. It's probably because I have time during the day to get my work done, and it's not all shoved into one time of the day and I have all the kids. But it is crazy that some of y'all were commenting how different your schedules are in other countries and how you're just about to start summertime or you're in wintertime. I don't know, just all these different things. And even though I know people watch my videos all over the world, it's really cool to hear specifically where you're watching from and like what's going on where you are, what the weather's like, and your school schedule. I don't know, it's just really, really cool. I think it's a neat thing that YouTube can bring us all together.
Like a superstar. What's the story about you? What's the story behind that sad tattoo you're trying to hide? I think I've heard it before in a movie line. We can write our own ending this time. I wanna say no, but I cannot lie. I am so curious about your life, but you're a stranger trying to hide. What I see is not you, don't deny. I wanna see the rest of you.
Thank you guys so much for all of the sweet comments about what I shared about my girls in my last video. I didn't really hesitate to share it. I won't even say that because I was so excited to share it, but I knew when I did that I would have those comments, and sure enough, a few of them rolled in. And that's okay. I am not really out here to tell you to raise your kids the way that I raise my kids, or to, I don't know, to even persuade you to be different than who you are. But I am very sure of the way that we're raising our kids and very confident in my beliefs. And so I just have nothing to hide or nothing to really be ashamed of. So I'm very proud of the girls. And there's no better feeling than to know that they made that decision for themselves. So I just appreciate the sweet comments. That is what I mostly was saying. I know there's always going to be those people out there who don't love what I do, and that's okay. But I think that is the beauty of being a mom, is deciding what you want to do and how you want to raise your kids and hoping they turn out okay.
coming. Thought I was a man of my own will. It's been 2 years. I'm only a shadow of the good on me now. A breeze in my ear. Cause you know I cannot say no to you. Feeling like home. But should it be like this? Locked up in your dome. You know I fight for you. What do I? Every time you call my name, what do I? You're whipping me into madness. I try to lay low, but I can never stay away from you. What do I? We can't stop it, so I keep on rolling in silence.
You know those days where you're just dying for a very thorough clean in your kitchen and you want to touch every surface and every area? That's how I felt. The countertops were so sticky and grimy, and even like our faucet was gross, and the stovetop for sure was gross. Mark had been doing a ton of cooking and prepping, which is wonderful, but he cooks a ton on his cast iron skillet and it goes everywhere. But the mess was everywhere, all over the kitchen, so it felt really, really good to wipe these counters down, to wipe the backsplash down, just to get it picked up and back to normal. And as I was watching this back earlier when I first started editing the video, I want to do better at so many different things, but one big thing I want to do better at and try to be more mindful is to just have something in my hand once. And I've talked about this before, but there's so many areas in my home that aren't very neat or tidy just because I didn't put something where it's supposed to go. And not because it's like gross or dirty or anything, it's just out of place. And that is how it is in the pantry in a little bit. You'll see I just need to put stuff the first time where it goes instead of just letting it pile up and then clean it, because then it's just more work for myself. But I know that there are so many other areas that I could improve on, but that is one for sure.
Is this really healthy? Maybe I need therapy, yeah. Red carpet for you. Let me hold your bag. I'll carry your shoes. I think I've lost it. What do I? Every time you call my name, what do I? You're whipping me into madness. I try to lay low, but I can never stay away from you. What do I? We can't stop it, so I keep on rolling in silence. I keep playing, so I keep on rolling in silence. Keep on playing in silence. What do I? Maybe I should keep rolling in silence.
We're talking to each other. I know we feel the same about the situation, like we're stuck inside a game. Time to get out of this circle. Yeah, we both carry a scar. Let's rewrite the part we're playing. Time to cherish who we are. The only thing I ever wanted starts with us taking the chance. Not like anything we've done before. Yeah. Now it's time for something better, and time for us to follow our dreams. No, we can't stay no more. Come run away. Don't be afraid. We'll be okay. And I know it's the right thing to do. Let's break away.
If I'm doing like a super, super thorough clean of these grates, I will let them soak in the water for a little bit with like a dishwasher pod, and it gets them really clean. And then afterwards I still scrub them down and rinse them, but they don't feel like as greasy or gross. And so I do that from time to time, but I'm not going to do that every time because I feel like that's really extra. And Mark had already said how he was about to be doing something on the stove. So I was like, well, we're just going to put these back on here and then you can work with that. But y'all, okay, so we just got back from the beach and we stayed with several families in this one house. Technically, the house that we stayed in is smaller than our house, but the way they had the bedrooms laid out, they had 5 bedrooms with bathrooms attached to them. So all the couples had a bedroom, and then the kids just bunked down wherever. We took air mattresses and all kinds of stuff. But one thing that I love about that house is the refrigerator. And I know that's showing my age now that I'm excited about a refrigerator. But then I started thinking that we could possibly do that in our kitchen, because our refrigerator just ends, like the cabinets end with the refrigerator. And if we just extended it a little bit more, like had the cabinets fixed or custom extended and got one of those big refrigerators, it was life. Like, I cannot even describe. It was so amazing. And honestly, I don't know what we would have done without it, because all of the families brought so much food. We wouldn't have had anywhere to put it. But talk about major organization in there. I'm sure some people have it that I know, but I've just never really looked or paid attention until I used one. I don't even know what they're called necessarily, but they're just like the huge freezer and fridge, and the doors open. It's just amazing. I mean, I'm saying it like my doors don't open on my fridge. It's just, it's just like so big, and it would be perfect for a family our size. Okay, so let's talk buffalo dip. This is seriously always a crowd favorite. Even if you don't like it, you can always make it for any type of party you go to. I always do 1 cup of ranch, but what I do is like a cup and a half. So I guess originally in some recipe I found somewhere it said 1, but I do a cup and a half of ranch and about a cup of buffalo sauce. And sometimes I'll like do a little bit more just because I'm making the recipe plus some. But for this, I'm doing a cup and a half of ranch, a cup of buffalo, 2 cans of chicken. Sometimes I do like a can and a half, and then just some shredded cheese. And you want to make sure that you put in your cream cheese softened, or it's going to be really hard to mix it all up. So I just mix that up and put it into a pan, and then I spread the Fiesta blend of cheese on top. I'm pretty sure no matter what kind of shredded cheese you put in it, you can't go wrong. But I put the mild cheese in with it, like while I'm mixing it up in the recipe, and then on top I put the Fiesta blend cheese. So it just goes into the oven. I turn it on 350 and I do it for about maybe 25 minutes or until it's super bubbly and hot. And then you just take some tortilla chips with you. I know some people have done other stuff before. My friend eats it by the spoonful. She doesn't even use chips. So it is so good. I make it at least once a week, and I definitely make it anytime we're going anywhere. I'll type up the whole recipe though and put it in the description box, but it's really easy. And then I had some pineapples. We buy multiple pineapples a week. They're so good. My kids love them, and I wanted to cut them up, although 2 of these were not very good, and I had already chosen the wrong knife, and I just went with it because I didn't want to dirty up another knife. But I wanted to get these prepped. My kids will eat them no matter what, but 2 of them were pretty hard. You can even see Max in a second. He'll come over and sneak stuff. I even hand them like the outsides of the pineapple to eat whatever they want to off that, and Max will sometimes eat that. But other than that, I know somebody was saying, oh, you can eat the inside of the pineapple. If I gave that to my kids, first of all, they would break their teeth eating it because it's so hard, and second of all, it's not good. Like, it's really bitter. So if you eat the inside, that's great, but for us, like, there's no way my kids would eat that.
Took some time, but we pointed out that tomorrow isn't here right now, baby. An absent mind came to roam around, captured you in a foggy cloud, baby. Standing on my toes on the edge, I'm ready to go. See it clear when the shadows are lit, I'm ready to go. I'm taking matters at But when we fall, we get up and go, baby. The way they think is paradoxical. Captured you in a foggy cloud, baby. Standing on my toes on the edge, I'm ready to go.
My sister, my younger sister, is actually in the process of moving right now. I am currently sitting at her new house alone, which is kind of weird, but I came out here yesterday to help her move. I spent the night, and then they went back to their old house to keep on getting more stuff and grab their kids. And their old house is like an opposite direction as my house is. So before I left, I was like, you know what? I'll just sit here and do my voiceovers because it's a quiet house and why not? And I'm actually going to try to get a little bit more done, like organize some of her stuff once I get these voiceovers done, so she can be a little bit surprised when she comes home. You know, she's not stressed out or anything, but moving is so much work. And I remember moving like it was yesterday. I had a newborn baby, and Mark and I have never worked so hard in our lives as we did when we were moving. So I just want to do anything I can to be able to help her out a little bit. And I'm going to be coming back and doing some painting here. And then I'm also going to be filming some videos in their old house, which technically belongs to her husband's parents, and they're going to sell it, but I told them that I would come in and do some deep cleaning before they sold it, and I'm going to film that. So that's going to be on my channel. I think you guys will really enjoy it. There's just lots of deep cleaning that needs to be done there, and I started to do it as we were moving stuff out, and then I was like, okay, I'll just do the surface cleaning and vacuum, but then the deep cleaning I'll save for filming because I think it's going to be super satisfying and it's going to feel really good to get that done. But I'm coming in Kate's closet because my niece, who is also moving into this house that I'm sitting in right now, is a little bit younger than Kate, and we always pass on all of Kate's clothes to either Vivian or to my other niece, Cora. And I was getting together some bags to take to both my sisters so they could divvy them up for their girls. I love giving clothes away. I love going through closets and just getting rid of stuff. But I love it especially when I pass it on to my sisters because I get to see my girls' clothes on my nieces all the time, and it just makes me really happy.
Hey, I'm here for you. Are you reading every message I send to you? Love is overdue, but you know that I could never give up on you. I won't close my door, no matter what you say, it's bringing you down. Your clothes are still on my floor, they speak to me now. I hope you have my heart with you somehow. I keep your picture close to my bed now, and waiting for the screen to light up, to light up, to light up. Hey, I'm here for you. Are you reading every message I send to you? Love is overdue, but you know that I could never give up on you. If you need room to breathe, then I've got lessons to learn. But you are worth the wait. I won't close my door. Whatever I might have done, don't wanna run. My love is just so much more. Hey, I hope you have my heart with you somehow. I keep your picture close to my bed now, and waiting for the screen to light up, to light up, to light up. Hey.
I should add too that Kate was in the closet with me almost the entire time, and so she was like approving and not approving of certain shirts. Of course, if it's too small, we gave it away, but there were some things that, you know, she wanted to keep, and that's fine. But this is all the stuff that we gave away, including all of the little dolls. I honestly had a moment where I cried because I cannot believe that we are past the doll stage, but it's okay. I'm just going to be in denial over here. I want to move on to the pantry anyway. We had gotten some groceries. I want to say it was like the day before. It was just an absolute hot mess. This, of course, is a different day than the day that I was deep cleaning the kitchen. So I needed to dust up here. It was awful. Like, I have not touched this top shelf in a very long time. So I'm just going through my pantry and getting everything cleaned and organized, getting stuff thrown away if it's really old, and just getting it back to the way that it used to be.
By myself, you know. Went through every number on my telephone. I thought that all I needed was someone to hold, but I was wrong. I never thought that maybe I needed a friend. You have always been there together till the end. I thought that all I needed was someone to hold, but I was wrong.
I started to put this one little tray thing up there and it just did not work. And then I have a bunch of serving trays, platters, basket things that I use when we have people over. And I moved them all out to the garage. We have cabinets out there near where we keep our toilet paper, paper towels. And so I moved it out there because it just doesn't make sense to try to cram it in this pantry when there's so much food in here.
I only need myself, now it's just me. I'm gonna be free, be free. I'm free. You show me that I don't need somebody. I only need myself, now it's just me. I'm gonna be free, be free. Be free, be free. I'm gonna be
I ended up moving what I just did and putting the bin of extras up here, like the buffalo sauce, the extra syrup and jelly and all that. And just because it's not something I have to reach for that often and move the other stuff around. And that's what I do every time I organize any space. It's just trial and error. Ultimately, yes, I do want my pantry to look good because that's the type of stuff that makes me happy. But more than anything, it has to function well for our family. And so that's how I think about it. Above everything else is like, how is this going to function? I need to have my kids' foods where they can reach them and be a little bit lower. The canned foods up top, obviously like my air fryer and cookers and all that up top. And my baking stuff higher up. So that's what works for me. And you know, it might not work the same way in a couple years, but for now it works really well.
Yeah, I don't wanna slow down, I don't wanna slow down, I don't wanna slow down till I burn out. I just wanna live fast, I don't wanna look back and say I could've done more than I did now. Sometimes it can be hard, yeah, it can be hard, yeah, it can be hard when you grow up. People fill you with doubt, you start thinking about what you're gonna do now. But we only got one chance and got one life to live. And it's do or die, gotta make it count, so lose your worries. Let your problems go on until my whole body burns out. I ain't never gonna slow down. I ain't never gonna slow down. I ain't never gonna slow down. I don't wanna waste time, I don't wanna waste time, I don't wanna waste time on fake friends. I just wanna get high, just wanna get high, just wanna get higher. Sometimes people will try to hold you back from being who you want to. Don't be questioning.
I started to do the macaroni and cheese like this, and then I was like, who am I kidding? I typically get those huge boxes from Costco, and we normally have way more macaroni and cheese than this, and it's not going to fit if I put it up on these pedestal things, which I do love, by the way, especially for cans. I get them always at Home Goods, TJ Maxx, and I think they're like $3, $3.99, and it works really well for your cans. Or if you have an area like my sister does in her new house where it's very deep cabinets and you can't really see what's going on back there, it's nice to have that, or like a Lazy Susan type thing.
I ain't never gonna slow down. Only got one chance, got one life to live, and it's do or die, gotta make it count. So lose your worries, let your problems go on until my whole body burns out. I ain't never gonna slow down. I ain't never gonna slow down. I ain't never gonna slow down. Find time, just want the mood to be right. Keeping it low in the night, yeah. So long since I get a glimpse of a light. It's blurring out my eyes. We should open up a window. I can't see clear. Yes, I know how to window. Cause it's just my habits. I can't describe it. And she can talk about it like it's magic. The way that she loves my habits. I'm good, giving her compliments. I'm yours if you need a friend, yeah. Fake one, staying until the end. Yeah, I know how to play pretend. Tell me, how do I get inside? Open up your mind. In this I know how to win a fight. Cause it's just my habits.
This is probably just for my US friends because I know we do things a little bit differently than other countries. But for the past couple years at school, my kids go to public school, they have had free lunches for everybody. I think it's something that rolled out with like a COVID relief or something like that. I don't know. You just didn't pay for breakfast or lunch. My kids never were at breakfast because we barely made it to school even on time. I'm just kidding. I was always at least 3 minutes early. But those free lunches are done as of this coming up school year. So I'm going to have to get creative with packing my kids' lunches. Of course, I'll let them buy whenever they want to buy, but typically they don't really want most of the school lunches. And last year they had the option to do like lunchbox buddies where you bring a sandwich and then they have all of the sides, but they're not doing that this coming up year, or maybe they are. Actually, I need to check on that. Regardless, I've been Pinteresting ideas because I want to get a little bit creative with their lunches and try to make it where they don't eat the same thing every day, although I guess they kind of do that at school anyway. But it feels like I'm so out of the routine of making lunches because it's been a couple years now. It's crazy. I'm thankful for that time we had, though, in the mornings, not having to think about lunches, but I'm going to have to be a little bit more on my A game and maybe make them the night before. kids were in bed and I had already cleaned up the kitchen. They had had popcorn for a snack earlier, as you can tell. And most of this is from Bo. He is a very messy eater, but I just like doing a good sweep or vacuum after they're in bed because it feels like it stays clean a whole lot longer. So I just came out to sweep everything up in the kitchen and in here, and then finish up the pantry and dust and sweep in there too.
It's time to call it quits. The kitchen tap is broken. Drip, 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 drip. Dirty dishes in the sink. We've been laying here for weeks, weeks, weeks. We're not talking anymore. It's like we're scared of trying. So different from when we started off. No, we're just like, think it's time to call it quit. Think it's time to call.
Take me back to Mexico. That can sun would turn the sun. We're high on me. Wanted to vibe with me. Take me back to Mexico. That can sun would turn the sun. You were high on me. Wanted to vibe with me.
Loving you was such a bliss. That is something I will miss, 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 miss. How do you feel for one more kiss? Loving you was such a bliss, bliss, bliss. We're not talking anymore. It's like we're scared of trying. So different from when we started.
This is kind of what I was talking about by not putting stuff where it goes. Like, all of this is just stuff that I buy in bulk, but there are places for it out in the garage or under my cabinets, and instead I just throw it all in here when I come in from the grocery store. So it just makes things pile up, and it's not worth it in the long run. So like I already said, I'm going to try to get better about that. I do get questions about this little hutch thing with the drawers. That is from Hobby Lobby. And several videos back, I labeled all the drawers, and we've stuck to that. We've kept stuff where it's supposed to go, which is nice. The kids know where to go when they need certain things. And it's the perfect size for in here in the pantry.
Take me back to Mexico. That can sun would turn the sun. You were high on me. Wanted to vibe with me. Alright, ooh baby, just hold tight. We're up at the moonlight, believe in the magic. On side, we'll make it feel just right. Just look at that bright light, believe in the magic. And we can save you from your past. This bond is always gonna last when nothing else makes.
Thank you guys for spending some time with me today. I hope that you maybe have already tackled a space in your home, or that from watching today's video you feel motivated to tackle that space. I know sometimes things can feel overwhelming, but I'm here with you. I'm here for you to motivate and encourage you along the way. I'm so excited for some videos I have coming up. I hope you guys will choose to stick around and subscribe if you haven't. I love you guys so much, and I will see y'all in my next video.
Baby, you got me. Slow ride, just you in that baseline. We're way past sunshine, believe in the magic.